From when I was a small child, I knew two things about myself. First and foremost was I wanted to be a mother, and I wanted to be an artist, in that order. Mother first, then artist. And through the years, I've been very blessed because I can say that I am both now.
I am the top independent broker specializing in luxury real estate, and known as the $1 billion broker, soon to be known as the $1 billion broker, and also the makeover maven.
When I was 5 years old, my mom took me to see a stage hypnotist, and I always wanted to understand how it worked. So I was entertaining the idea of being a hypnotist. And then around that same time, I was doing documentaries on tape, on audio documentaries.
I was practicing as a lawyer for 10 years before I became a matchmaker. I wish I could say I had these grand designs my whole life that I was going to become a matchmaker and help people find love, but it really took a life of its own based on a conversation. I was talking with a friend about how challenging it can be to find love for men and women of all ages, and particularly in Manhattan. And in that conversation, when I was giving him ideas, he was complaining to me he hadn't met the right woman yet. And I asked him, what are you doing? How are you going about being proactive? And he really wasn't doing anything. And in that conversation, I said, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be doing that. And very offhandedly, I said, I should start my own business. I could improve upon everything that's out there, and I could do this. But really being said, I should run for president. I could fix the economy. And as soon as I said that, he looked at me dead on and he said, Marnie, you should do this. You would be really good at this. And from that point on, it was all I could think about, truly. The next day, I got up, I thought, if I were going to do this, how would I do this? And that evening, I went home and I put a business plan together, and I will say 4 weeks later, I gave the notice at my law firm. So it happened quickly, but I just knew. I knew the time was right, and it was something I could do, and I could do really well.
I'm a stand-up comic, actress, animal rights activist, and a speaker.
I met it's a long story, but I'll make it down. I'll wrap it up. Anyway, I met my ex-husband, we got married, got divorced, and I couldn't get a job as a news reporter up here, so I went to a recruiting firm. They asked me what I wanted to do, and I said public relations. They said, we see that you'd be a great recruiter. You're likable, and I think it'd be a great vocation from you coming from news reporting. So they trained me, and I started my own business 18 years ago as a recruiter.
I am a food educator, writer, and recipe developer, and I live in Astoria, Queens.
I am a marketing, communications, internet website development specialist. I'm also the executive director of a nonprofit foundation, and I live in North Plainfield, New Jersey.
I am a business development manager for a mid-sized defense contractor outside D.C. I live in Oakton, Virginia. It's about 9 miles outside of Washington, D.C.
Recycle Bicycles, a nonprofit organization. We have two community bike shops, one in Dumbo, one in the East Village. And we work on, our stores fund all of our children's programming. So we teach middle school and high school students how to become bike mechanics. We give them job training skills, and we take teens out on bike rides on the weekends and teach them how to ride safely in groups on the road. That's a skill that they have for life.
I work in public relations, specifically in media relations, and I live in Manhattan, down in the financial district.
I'm a language lecturer at New York University, and I also write fiction. I live in Astoria, in Queens.
I am in a phenomenal relationship. I met the love of my life within the last 8 months.
I'm not married.
My marriage, luckily, it ended recently. My divorce was finalized, and I am on cloud 9. I've really found my soulmate.
I am not married.
No children. I don't have any children.
I do not have children. I live with my partner of 2.5 years, who is a divorced dad, and he constantly, says I'm the stepmother of these 3 boys, but officially not yet. That's in the works. But they're wonderful kids.
My husband is a music director, composer, and conductor, and yeah, and that's who he is. And we're expecting our first child in July.
At the moment, I have people that like me. I'm going out, I'm dating, but I can't say that I am with anyone specific.
What do you constitute a relationship? I was with someone last summer for about 2-3 months. So.
Oh my gosh, I am so blessed. I have 2 daughters and now I have a 3rd daughter. I have a stepdaughter. So I am the proud parent of 3 beautiful young ladies.
I think those things would be great. Having a family would be a wonderful thing. It's not something that I have right now, but yeah, I think in the future, if I ever run for office, I'm gonna have to have a baby to tote her out. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to be in a relationship with someone who's my perfect match. And I know this person is somewhere in this world at the right time, at the right moment. He's going to come into my life. Maybe he's already in my life. It's just a matter of time. I'm fine being single, and I'm happy. I'm happy emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and this is a very good place for me.
In 10 years from now, I'd like to still be in New York City working in the environmental field, working to help kids be healthy, riding bikes around the city.
I would have to say that I don't really look to the future that much or look in the past. I live for today, and I'm actually pretty happy where I am now.
Alive, hopefully. I aspire to be, that's a good question. I hate those questions, they creep me out so bad.
In 10 years from now.
What do you aspire to be in 10 years? I hope a little bit happier.
I'd like to be painting. I'd like to be, I'm opening a school up.
And I hope I could finish my first memoir book.
I'd like to see my work progress and become inspiration for other people.
And a TV special.
So I'd like to continue on the path that I'm on now.
Of my stand-up, and I don't know. That's a hard. I hate those questions. They make me uncomfortable.
In 10 years from now, I would like to be here in America and traveling to Russia on a consistent basis, and I would like to be creating docu-series for television.
You know, what does success mean to you? So about 8 years ago, this gentleman came to me looking for a job. He had been out of work for 5 years. His dream was to get his wife a Christmas present. He hadn't been able to buy her anything for 5-6 years. One of my clients said to me, hey Lauren, he was the CEO of one of the largest investment banks in New York. He said, can you get me a limousine driver? I said, I don't recruit for that. But I remembered this gentleman that came to see me, and I said, if I ever had anything, long story short, I got him the job as this limousine driver to the CEO of a French investment bank, and he was able to buy his wife a Christmas gift, and he sent me tomatoes from his garden. And people lose sight of that. They think recruiting is all about making a placement, getting a fee, but it really is changing people's lives. I mean, I'm not just saying that. This gentleman had sent me emails and thank you notes that I actually changed his life, and he was able to get his wife, I think he bought a perfume for the first time in years. So that was one of the questions that I couldn't wait to answer, because that's, and you said, do you pay a high price for that? I think I do pay a high price. My personal life has been affected, but stories like that, you know, is why I'm doing what I do.
Financial success? Well, in New York City, particularly, it's very important. Success does not equate to happiness in my mind, but financial success does equate to a sense of security, a roof over my head, food on the table, the freedom to explore the world. So it is, in a sense, a catalyst to opening up the world, to have the means to just explore the world, to travel, to experience the luxuries of life. But the basic financial success to me in New York City is being able to pay my mortgage, have food on the table.
I am a career woman.
I am a daughter.
I am a mother.
I'm creative.
I'm passionate.
I'm driven.
I am talented.
I am a successful businesswoman.
I'm a fighter.
I'm a matchmaker.
I'm an activist.
I am inquisitive.
I'm curious.
I'm a teacher.
I'm fun to be around.
I am a woman.
I'm a woman.
I'm a woman.